The most amazing rescue sequence starring Leroy Jethro Gibbs on NCIS has been greatly improved by CBS after 15 years. For over 20 years, Mark Harmon served as the face of the venerable procedural. Gibbs also had an MCRT squad in JAG before NCIS, albeit it changed a little when it was turned into a different show. Gibbs had several moments throughout his tenure with the CIA when he wanted to leave. In spite of this, he kept returning, in part due to his dedication to the task and in part because of his co-workers. Despite his own peculiarities, Gibbs was a cherished character on NCIS. He built boats in his garage for most of his free time and never closed his front door. He was renowned for being quiet and reclusive, and his co-workers didn't know much about his history. Gibbs differs from NCIS Season 22's more relaxed Alden Parker. Nevertheless, Gibbs was the most cool character in the franchise since he was a mystery. During his employment, he has had many incredible experiences, but NCIS Origins unintentionally made his greatest rescue moment even more awesome. With NCIS Origins, the franchise expanded by making its first historical foray. The new series, which stars Austin Stoll as Gibbs' younger self, explores his early days with the company. Given that the character's journey has already been explored for 20 years in the flagship, it didn't seem like it would give anything fresh, but so far, it has uncovered intriguing details about the former MCRT commander that weren't previously known. In addition, some of the young Gibbs' experiences in NCIS Origins helped to put specific scenes in the show's parent project in perspective. For instance, in Vivo o Muerto, the 9th episode of NCIS Origins, he is in Mexico on an assignment alongside Mike Franks and Lala Dominguez. The three come up with a scheme to sneak inside the cartel's hideout and rescue the exploited women. Gibbs, a former scout sniper, is expected to remain vigilant and only shoot when necessary. Even if it's intentional, he finds it difficult to remain still while he witnesses Lala being beaten. He needs a few reminders from Franks to keep quiet. In the end, they are successful because they adhere to the plan. Gibbs's patience lesson is rewarded in the main series 18 years later in the chronology. In Truth or Consequences, the first episode of Season 7 of NCIS 2009, Tony DiNozzo Jr. and Tim McGee go to Somalia to rescue Ziva David, who has been captured. Overpowering both MCRT agents, the terrorist gains the upper hand for the remainder of the excursion. Ziva even had a knife in her neck at one point. DiNozzo cheerfully brags about his team in spite of this. Gibbs is part of the mission, but Truth or Consequences doesn't disclose this. Instead, it reveals that he is positioned elsewhere in order to take the shot that would murder the criminal organization's boss. Even though Gibbs spent years serving as a sniper, it's still strange to witness someone he genuinely loves about being tormented and harmed as he waits for the ideal opportunity to attack. Nevertheless, Gibbs's early experience in Mexico with Lala and Franks from NCIS Origins provided him the insight to see that firing a gun too soon may only make matters worse. It is enjoyable for spectators to watch Stoll's portrayal of the character struggle with it, and to see how cool, collected Harmon's previous incarnation becomes. MCRT has undergone several changes over the years. The notion that any team member can go was introduced by Caitlin Todd's untimely death in the NCIS Season 2 finale. However, the Somalia rescue episode took place in the midst of a steady ensemble during key stages in the show's duration. Tim, Ziva, and Tony had previously collaborated with Gibbs for a number of years by that point. Nevertheless, this experience strengthened their friendship. As Tony babbled during their kidnapping, it also solidified his love for Ziva. Ultimately, it's just a really good episode of NCIS.